Welcome into Crunch Time with Chris. I'm Chris Neyenhouse. We are sponsored today, Coach, by the Apple Watch. It is in Best Buy stores. Never mind. Actually, I always make up a sponsor. We're still not sponsored. Hopefully that'll change someday. We'll get some good numbers here because you, Coach Carlito Labarda, new head coach over at Springfield Catholic, have coached so many places. Maybe we'll get a lot of hits from all the places that you've coached. Division I level, recently at Incarnate Word,
right? Which
Cam Ward, the first overall pick by the Tennessee Titans, went to. You said you walked the halls with him one time. You've seen him?
Yeah, I've seen him on campus. Back when I was back in the day, man, he threw for a lot of yards. Like I mentioned earlier, my nephew Jaden James is there. He's a starting wide receiver for them now. So yeah, it's a quarterback school to where they like to throw a lot. So they play exciting football there.
That's awesome. And I got the whole list here, Coach. You get your start at Purdue with the Boilermakers in the 90s.
Yep.
Gene Cady, Conzo Martin also.
Right.
We'll get to that. That's pretty cool. You've been a men's basketball head coach at the NAI level, Eastern Oregon, Carroll College, also on the JUCO level, El Camino College and LA Harbor College.
Right.
Do you love, going to a new program and getting to put kind of a stamp on it like that?
Yeah, you know what? I've always told people around me that I don't really care about the level. I love the experience, and coaching is just such a rewarding experience. I'll coach at any level to get that itch scratched for coaching because I love it so much, and it's all about the kids and teaching them the right things, and hopefully they're successful later on in life. I know you hear that a lot, but I truly mean it. When I was a coach at Carroll College and at Eastern Oregon, we really cared about their GPA because we knew that was going to carry over into graduate school and the future, having them being productive citizens in the world. So that stuff is important to me. It really is.
And you are taking over for head coach Jay Osborne, who's on to Greenwood and running the blue and gold tournament there. And we had him on last week.
Right.
And it's funny, we've talked about this already, but you and him would agree on the shot clock thing. You have an interesting perspective. You come here to Missouri, there's no shot clock. There will be at the blue and gold tournament.
Right.
But what are your thoughts on not having one?
Well, I think it's a crime not having a shot clock. I really do, especially for kids that are talented enough to play college hoops. There is going to be a shot clock, so the adjustment's going to be, it's going to be not severe, but it's going to be an adjustment for them. Basketball is a fast-moving game, so when there's not a shot clock, it just slows everything down. Instead of 60, 70 possessions, there's a possibility you might only have 20 possessions. And who truly wants to watch that? I mean, it's a fan sport, isn't it? And kids want to go up and down. So I get all that, but you try to win with the constraints of the rules. So that's what we're trying to do here. Like I said to you earlier, that I seen a TikTok video where they got a 2-point lead, and the coach told the guy to hold the ball in the court, and he surrounded the four guys with the guy with the ball with four of his teammates, and defense couldn't get in. They just held the ball for like several minutes. I mean, that's not basketball. I know that's an extreme case, but the Phil Ford, North Carolina days are over. I think basketball started elevating as soon as they instituted the 35-second or 30-second shot clock after that, and history was made, I guess.
It'll be interesting to see if we get momentum building from this. I know I was at the Stratford Invitational. They already had a shot clock there. I don't know if they do that every year, but I think that's unique. I think that's new over there as well. Like at these tournaments, you're allowed to kind of play with these.
Right. Well, they had it at the Willard tournament, and I liked it.
Okay.
Even though we didn't fare well against these bigger schools, I still enjoy the shot clock. It gives a chance, if you're down by 8 or 10 in the fourth quarter, to have a chance to come back.
Yeah.
Because a 10-point lead without a shot clock is like a 20-point lead. And I know coaches have a strategy of just stalling and playing a slow pace when they have a 10-point lead going to the fourth quarter. And it is about winning, so I get their strategy. But if there's a shot clock, you can't really do much but try to get a shot up, and it gives the other team a chance to come back a little bit.
Now you have some connections here with Springfield Catholic. Dr. Cunningham, who is an assistant coach for Conzo Martin on the Missouri State staff, his son is on your team, and you've known him since he was a little kid, right?
Right. I've known Case since he was born, and me and Carson were friends since the Purdue days. He transferred from Oregon State, and that off year when you had to sit out a year before you transferred, I just worked him out every day. I just rebounded for him, worked on his shot, his game, and we just became locked in to each other, and I wanted him to succeed. And, I was there every night for him. I was just rebounding and getting shots up, and it was a fun time, I did it for like several years with other players as well. And I also know Coach Conzo Martin at Missouri State. My first year, he was a senior there, and like I said, he should have been Big Ten Player of the Year because we won Big Ten championship, and he was the best player on the team, and he had some big games. And both are really good friends of mine.
Now, it's his second year back at Missouri State. Missouri State fans are obviously, knew him from his prior stint.
Right.
What do you think, fans should expect from him in the second year? I mean, they didn't have the first year that they wanted, obviously, but now he had a full off season with the team. What kind of coach is he, and what are some things that fans can look forward to?
Well, first of all, he's a God-fearing man, and he's a good man, and he's going to coach these guys the right way and do the right things and teach them the right things, not only in basketball but later on in life. I truly believe that. If I had a son that was good enough to play for Missouri State, I'd probably send him to him.
Yeah.
And so I recommend him as far as a mentor, a father figure, and someone who's got to try to make your kids successful on and off the court, and that's important. And I know sports, it's immediate gratification. People are impatient. They want wins right away. I understand that, especially with the NIL money. But he'll get it together. He's a smart man, and he's done it before. He had great success, and I've seen this guy coach, so he knows what he's doing, and I truly believe that he'll get Missouri State on the map again.
It's got to be such a unique situation for you. You've gone to several different places, and I'm sure a lot of times you don't even know anyone there yet before you get there. And here you come to a place where you have almost family that are here. What's it been like for you, the transition?
Well, to be honest, the only person I did know was Carson. I mean, I was an out-of-the-box or wild card when they hired me. I mean, I knew nobody. I had no ties as far as, parents, players, or other coaches that were tied to Springfield Cats besides Carson. But his role was pretty limited. But I used that to my advantage because before I got here, I had all kinds of people telling me, giving me these players' resumes. And I'm a show me.
Yeah,
kind
show
of
me
guy.
state.
It's a show me
You were
state.
in the right place, Coach.
So I didn't care what they did in the past. I wanted to see it at practice, and you base your decisions on that. I'm not gonna base my decisions on what other people tell me. I want to see for myself, then attach that whatever I see to their playing time or what have you.
So the differences between high school and college coaching. I'm sure there's some that might seem obvious to other people. Are there some other things that or adjustment that you've adjusted your style, your coaching in this situation that maybe people don't notice?
Well, I think for this team specifically, I think it's mentality. I think I got 3 talented seniors, but watching film from last year, I don't think they played together. So I'm trying to mold them to get them to make the extra pass, get an assist, get me some rebounds. Do the things that are boring to help you win games. Because that's what actually wins games. Deflections, dives on the floor, taking charges, not so much shooting 30-foot jumpers or fadeaway jumpers. Those are highlights, but that doesn't win you games. So, and another adjustment is from 40 minutes to 32 minutes in a shorter court. So, and no shot clock. That's probably the biggest adjustment. I mean, I'm always thinking that we got to get a shot up before 30 seconds comes up, but we actually don't. So I got to be more patient on the offensive end as far as getting a shot up, because I do like to play a fast pace.
Yeah, I can only imagine too that adjustment. Did they tell you that in the job interview? By the way, you don't have a shot clock, or did you just find that out one day?
I just found that out. I assumed that every state had a shot clock because to me it's just common sense. But then then I find out a lot of states don't have a shot clock, which it still bothers me. I don't know why, but it's ridiculous. They need to get a shot clock, not for the sake of coaches, but for the kids and the fans.
Yeah.
It'll be a more exciting sport if there's a shot clock. I know there's money involved, but like I said, I'll donate to that cause. If they put up a proposal to get a shot clock instituted. And Osborne's right. He wants a shot clock, and so do I.
Yeah, I bet. When we posted the clip from him,
Right.
the argument there were a lot of arguments underneath it, and I remember we had another coach, a football coach that came on, and he said there won't be the upsets that or I don't have the quote right in front of me, but it was basically along the lines of it's harder for underdogs to compete when they are forced to shoot. I think was the gist of his argument, And what are your thoughts when you hear something like that?
Well, come up with a different strategy.
Yeah.
We're coaches. You're supposed to come up with a different strategy. Run the clock out down to under 5 seconds, get shots under 5 seconds. Play better defense. Play a zone.
Yeah.
That could limit possessions as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Kind of like when, what's that Pittsburgh coach that went to UCLA back in 2008? He got to the Final Four with Love and them.
Yes. Pittsburgh to UCLA. Oh, goodness, you're getting...
Yeah, he was a defensive coach.
Yeah.
But anyway, he had such great athletes.
Yeah.
But he would play slow ball.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that. I always believed that if you have better athletes than the other teams, you want more possessions.
Yeah.
So he didn't speed up the game. And he would get upset by teams like Cal State Fullerton, nearby schools. And that's because there was only like 40, 50 possessions instead of 60 or 7. You increase the possessions, yes, better schools will win, but that's why March Madness took off, right?
Yep.
Because of the shot clock. There's more upsets.
Yeah.
That's what fans want, right?
That's
what you want as a sports anchor, right?
We love it because that's how basketball. Peel behind the curtain. When we go to shoot games, get highlights. There are certain sports that take a little longer to get the highlights, and we stay longer.
Right.
Basketball is the fastest one because, especially with the shot clock, you go in there and there's basket, right. And then we can go to another game. We can cover more games in that time.
Right.
Typically, when there's a shot clock, and then of course, if you don't have it, it's going to be slower. It's going
Well, it works out for everybody then, right? Even you.
I thought of something while you were saying that because I know a lot of it too is just a smaller school. You have to pay for that extra person. I will tell you, I thought about it. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you would know more about this. I would assume that at a smaller school, it can be a challenge to get enough players to field a team, to get your best athletes to play basketball. Sometimes you have an athlete who's like on the girls' side, you'll have a great volleyball player who doesn't want to play basketball, but she'd be really good at basketball,
right.
And when it's faster, it might be easier to recruit players like, hey, we're going to do run and gun. You're fast. We're going to use you. You're going to be a star in this offense, that sort of thing.
Right.
As opposed to telling someone like, we're going to slow it down.
Yes, I agree.
To recruit a kid, right?
Right.
Like, who's on the fence about it,
Well, I think every coach down deep wants to play fast.
Yeah.
But smart coaches, they look at the horses they have. I mean, if they got a slow horse, they're going to play slow.
Yeah.
If they got fast thoroughbreds, they're going to play fast. So it all depends on what you have, and it doesn't matter the size of the school. I actually think I have a racehorse this year, although they're not playing like it. So I'm kind of challenging them to do the right thing as far as playing the right way.
Yeah, well, it's going to be fun to see, Coach, how your blend of experience from all these top levels in college is going to transition to these kids here at Catholic. I know you said about what it's been like working there and how much support you've gotten.
Right.
And that makes things a lot easier, huh?
Oh, man. From Gene Scahan, the principal, like I said, I've walked into the campus. She was the first person I met. I actually thought she was one of the students. She doesn't act like a principal.
Yeah.
But want me to tell you why? That's so great. Usually people who know how to intermingle with, students or employees usually are great leaders. She doesn't think she's above everyone. She doesn't act like it, but we all know she's above everyone. And she's just a natural, good person that you can relate to.
Yeah.
And that's what makes her a great leader. Then I got Brian Pick and Tiffany Purchase in the administration. They make my life. I have their full support, and that's so important to have support from your AD and your, administrative assistant, because they want to help you win as well.
Have you had the beef sticks that they have at like halftime of the football games in the activity room?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Ask Brian.
I've never heard of that.
Ask Brian about it.
Okay.
I wish I could give the credit to the students' parents who make them. I think. But every once in a while, when we have time, he's like, "Hey, you're staying for halftime? Come on into the room over here," and they have some samples, and it's
right.
pretty good. Yeah.
Hey, I do have to add that at a school like Springfield Catholic, the facilities are unbelievable, but more amazing are the parents. They really get behind their kids, and they volunteer at the concession stands. They volunteer for pregame meals, and and they just allowed me to coach, and I think they're trying to set me up. So I have no excuse but to win because all I'm doing is really coaching. It makes my job a lot easier, but it puts a lot more pressure on me to, get some wins. So that's a good thing.
Now we got some video here that we're playing from the last year's Blue and Gold tournament. This will be your first one. What do you know about the tournament? What are you looking forward to seeing? I mean, it's a big celebration here in town.
Yes, I never heard of the Blue and Gold tournament until I got here in October, and everyone told me it's like the Olympics every year.
Yep.
So my guys are excited about it. Like I said, there's 3 seasons: preseason, league, then postseason. And I'm trying to use this preseason. Although we are trying to win, we got to get, I got to get our team to a level of playing basketball. And I am going to use the Blue and Gold because there's some great competition in there. It really is like March Madness.
Yep.
You don't know who you're going to be seeded in. Us, we might be a 15 seed playing against a 2 seed the way we're playing right now. But hopefully we'll get better and we can do some damage in that tournament. And we're looking forward to it because I heard nothing but great things, and the kids are really excited about it.
It seems every year when we cover that, it's so fun for us because we talk a little bit about shooting games, and it's all right in one spot.
Right.
They set it up really beautifully for us. We can get so much video, so many kids, and it seems like every year we have records that are set. We have buzzer beaters. We have upsets. It's a tournament that, like you said, like March Madness.
That's because there's a shot clock.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's going to be so much better. Yeah, that's good. I love your perspective on this, Coach. I think Springfield Catholic is certainly so lucky to have you. When Jay Osborne, he's the winningest coach in Nixa history. He's got a storied resume, and then I look at yours, and I'm like, you have a storied resume too. They're so lucky over there, man.
Yeah, I want to go back to they're lucky to have me. I think I'm more blessed for them to, for me to coach them because they are really special kids and everyone's got the right attitude. I just got to coach them up and just the environment's just God-fearing and just wholesome and just good people there. So I want to put that out there. So I think I'm more blessed than they are blessed as far as having each other. So maybe it'll work out. Maybe it's a marriage made in heaven. Who knows? Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so you're new here. You've heard about the cashew chicken, right?
Yes.
You invented here, okay? Obviously, you can't miss Bass Pro's lights, the Christmas lights at night.
I passed by just now.
And Branson, have you been there yet?
I've been to Branson one time, but I didn't really do the tour thing, but I will.
Right.
I will soon.
The landing, awesome. Obviously, the Christmas lights that they have there, awesome. Top of the Rock with the Tiger Woods influence.
Right.
If you get a chance to see the golf course there. I think it's beautiful year-round.
Right.
Missouri does their tourism commercials.
Right.
And they have like a big scene shot there because it's like the most beautiful sunset you've ever seen. And it's just awesome.
My favorite hobby is fishing. I literally,
really? Okay.
I could fish from sun up to sundown.
Okay.
And just have one sandwich and one bottle of water, and I'm good.
Okay, so
and I heard there's great fishing around here. I just gotta find the spots.
When did you move here for this job?
October, beginning of October.
So we have our fishing tips here, shameless plug, that we run on KY3.
Right.
And that's sponsored by Bass Pro. And they were still fishing at that time, but it was getting kind of late.
Right.
But yeah, Table Rock Lake, nothing like it. You're also not far from Lake
I'll
of the
probably be
Ozarks.
there in March or April then.
Have you seen the movie, the TV series Ozark?
Yes! That's a great series.
Yes.
And before I got here, I was basing my knowledge that Springfield was going to be like Ozark. There's going to be casinos, mobsters, and all this illegal activity.
Oh, man.
But it's just a wholesome town. So
yeah, it is. You go a little bit further. You get.
It's far from Ozark.
I know Polk County was in the show, Camdenton was in the show, and they're in our viewing area.
Okay.
But most of it is set like right on, I believe, Table Rock, or not Table Rock, Lake of the Ozarks, and filmed in like Georgia or something.
Oh,
so,
I see, yeah.
Yeah, but they do have Marty Bird's is the name of a restaurant up there, and it's based off of the Blue Cat, I believe. Or there is a Blue Cat. Don't quote me on this, but there's been restaurants and stuff that have popped up in inspiration of that up there. I've always wanted to go. I've never gone either, but it's on my list. So if you're making one, maybe that's one to check out. But yeah, it's such a great show, and it's just close enough that it feels like home. But then I'm like, it's nothing like anything I've seen here in Springfield. But yeah, it's kind of
yeah. That series was amazing, and it won all kinds of awards for a reason. So
Yeah.
Springfield has totally changed my mind about the series Ozark. It's nothing like it.
So, and one other thing too, in the series, they call it like the Missouri Belle, which
Yeah.
is the boat. Got to be based off of the Branson Belle. I took my parents to the Branson Belle, which is out of Branson, obviously, and it's like a showboat. You go on there, you have like a magician, and like the shows are amazing. It's beautiful views, great food, and like it's like a 2-hour thing, I think. And what they did is they absolutely used that as the inspiration for that boat.
Right.
They turned into a casino boat. Because there's no gambling, I don't think. I didn't notice any on that boat when I was there. But they have totally gotten an inspiration from this area.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
You know how something just pops in your mind?
Yeah.
While talking, and I am listening to you.
Yeah.
Coach Howland is a UCLA coach.
There we
back
go.
in the day.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to put that out there.
I remember him. Yep.
Yeah, he's a defensive coach, and I don't know if a defensive style worked for UCLA at that time because they had like Russell Westbrook and all those amazing athletes.
Yeah.
So.
Oklahoma State Thunder, do they ever make a bad draft pick? Because really, remember when they had Westbrook, Harden, and Durant all like young guys? 3 in a row.
How many championships, how many rings you think they would have won if they would have stayed?
I know, if they had stayed. And now they are the most dominant team going. What are they, like 20-1 now or something like that?
Yeah, they might beat that Golden State record.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Is it tied with Chicago, or has Golden State got the record?
So Golden State has the record at
73 and 9.
And as the chart goes, you see the Michael Jordan meme where he's laughing with someone and he says, but 72 and 10 is a nicer ring to it because they got the ring.
Right.
And obviously the Warriors kind of petered out, and you wonder how much of that was because they tried every game to win. And what's weird about the Thunder, right? And we're not a huge NBA market, so you can correct me on this, but it seems I was listening to ESPN and they were talking about how the Thunder don't feel like they're trying to get that record.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the coach will, and I would use that as motivation to win games. So it's going to be interesting.
The way they built that team, it's an absolute masterclass. When you look back at the trade of Paul George, and when they made the trade with the Clippers and got all those picks,
and I hate to tell you this, but I'm a huge Clipper fan.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know how great SGA was going to be.
Right. Nobody did. Otherwise, they don't make that trade. Yeah.
Right. And however, there was rumors that the GM was telling me, or Doc Rivers at the time was telling people, hey, this SGA guy's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
And he was right. And, Paul George at the time was a stud, so you can't really blame him for the Clippers thinking that way.
Right, you had to make that deal at the time. You had just won the lottery of getting Kawhi Leonard.
Right.
He's the king. He was the kingmaker at the time, and who knew? I mean, everyone would have done that deal. Same with Durant going to the Nets.
Yeah.
I'm a Knicks fan. Okay, I was pretty chapped about that.
Right.
But looking back, we dodged a bullet. We got lucky, but. At the time, I wanted him to come to my team.
Right.
And he probably would have gutted our entire team and would be the same position as the Nets are right now. But
when you require someone like SGA, there's a lot of stuff that comes with it, like the Jordan rule.
Yep.
If you barely touch him, foul. So you get all those.
He's a free throw merchant, right?
Yeah, you get all those side dishes with that. Yeah, so he gets to the free throw line, he'll get favorable calls.
Yeah.
And, I'm not saying it's rigged, but I think the refs want to make the NBA stay popular.
And that's an issue. Yeah.
Yes.
Because they've got to be the most boring, dominant team that we've seen in a while, only because that is such a big part of their game.
Well, I'm an old head, and I really think the physicality has been taken away.
Yeah.
Also, post play. No one posts up anymore.
Yep.
Remember the days of Akeem Olajuwon or even Shaq? You just feed it into the post.
Yeah.
And you either have to double team, and, I love that style of ball. Now you got Karl Anthony Towns sitting at the three-point line, same with Chet from Oklahoma City, just sitting at the three-point line. Even Wemby sometimes.
Yep.
And those guys should be posting up. To me, I think it's more fascinating. It's more intriguing.
Yeah.
If we have post players, and that's just gone away. You just don't see it anymore.
I don't know if it's the rules or what. It's also that.
Analytics, I get it. They want to, throw the analytics up there with that three-point shot. It's, I think the NBA has a problem, and I think they're trying to figure it out. I don't know if it's moving the three-point line further back or I don't know. I actually do not know the solution.
I heard someone make a take on this one time, and they said that if you say you were to move like moving the 3-point line is deceptive because, like, if you moved it in, it actually makes it easier for the defense to get to the 3-point shooter.
I never heard of that. That actually makes sense.
Because, like, if you're down low and it's the 3-point line's right there, you can easily defend it. Which obviously the solution to that is just step back. But yeah, like, who knows what the,
That's interesting. I wonder if they did move it in like a foot or two. Will it be easier to defend, and they might have to throw it into the post?
Yeah, exactly. Because
So
you'd be
that's
tempted to
interesting.
get closer. But you think that the offensive players would figure it out, like, hey, I'm Steph Curry, I'm just going to stay back here because you can't
Trust me,
defend it.
some Moneyball guy will figure out the math equation and do something that's favorable to their percentages.
Yeah, that OKC team, though, so being a Knicks fan, we lost Hartenstein because the NBA rules are designed to make it so that teams with young players are able to sign and poach, more expensive guys. Because in theory, younger teams aren't supposed to be as good, and these teams with all the veterans, they are supposed to be better, and they shouldn't be allowed to keep all those guys. That's kind of like the genesis of it. So the Knicks had Hartenstein come up on a contract, and there was 4 years, $80 million they were allowed to. I think I have $80 million in my head as like the max number that they could give, and because all these guys for OKC a couple years ago hadn't gotten paid yet, and they had so much cap space. So they were able to offer more than the Knicks were allowed to offer. The Knicks would have kept him. They loved him. He was a god over there. And then, but he's just gone. And you're like, oh my God, the best team in the NBA just got better. And then right away they win the title. And now they're 21 or whatever it is. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
They scammed the system. Good for them.
Don't get into the NIL with college, too, because college level football coaches and basketball coaches, they are pro coaches now.
Yep.
It's 1 year and done.
Yeah.
Every year you got to recruit them.
Yeah.
And that's, NCAA has a real serious problem on their hands if a kid's going to go to 4 schools in 5 years. They're never. It's not about college anymore. It's about getting a paycheck. You can't blame them, right?
Yeah. Do you see the Troy Aikman quote recently?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah. I wrote a hefty check, and the guy transfers. I didn't get a thank you.
I think it's Dante Moore, but I don't know. No one can prove that. But
it could be anybody.
Went to Oregon. Yeah.
It
He's
could
be
be
the number 2 pick in the draft or something this year. Yeah.
It could be anybody. But I agree with Troy. Troy's pretty level-headed. I like him he's one of my favorite announcers.
I just don't understand. What do these corporations and people with the money, what do they get out of the deal? They're just giving away money. What? So they get good seats because they want to see their alma mater play well. I mean, they get something out of it, I guess, but it just feels like you're just giving money away. And I'm just so curious what they get out of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like you're just getting, hey, every year the school just asks for donations. I don't really know how that all works, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a weird system, and like I said, it's broken. I mean, even Rick Pitino at St. John says he doesn't recruit freshmen anymore. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
If you see all these players, they're probably like juniors or above.
It's all
I can't blame them.
That transfer portal.
Right.
And so then, if you're a coach, on a lower level, and you do the developing, and then you lose the guy you just developed, that's gotta be so frustrating, huh?
You will not see Cinderellas anymore.
Yeah.
In the NCAA tournament. Because the gap of the money is so wide. A team like Coastal Carolina, you won't see them because they won't have any seniors that are good. Because if they were good as a freshman or sophomore, they're out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of reasons you leave. You're too good. I want more money. You're not good enough. I'm going to transfer. I don't like the coach. I'm going to transfer. I don't like the school. I'm going to transfer. They make it so easy to transfer. So I think NCAA has got to make it more difficult for them to transfer. Whether there's a 1 or 2 year sit out, especially if it's in an interconference, maybe that'll start to, because you can't blame these kids. They're going where the money is because they're probably, a lot of them won't play pros. So if a team is offering you $200,000 or $300,000, would you take it?
Gosh, you can't turn it down.
Yeah.
It's generational money.
Yeah.
Or it becomes generational money because when you make that much money at 19, 20 years old, you put that in the piggy bank.
Right.
40 years later, when you retire, I mean, you're golden. Like, whatever you do in life.
I always suggested, why don't they sign contracts?
I feel like we're headed that way, right?
Right.
We got to call it what it is. I was looking at a thing on Facebook the other day, and someone was still calling them amateur athletes, and I was like, are they amateur athletes?
No, they are not.
I know, that's what I said. I was like, and then they're like, well, by definition, they're technically getting NIL. They're not being paid directly by the school. So I'm like, whatever, right? Like, whatever. It's just silly.
It's nuts, and I know the coaches, Larry Larinaga from Miami. He went to the Final Four. He said this like a year or two ago. and he retired in the middle of the season because he couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
He went to the Final Four, and like 10 guys transferred. And he asked him, why?
Exhausting.
You don't like it here? He goes, no, we love it here. We love you, coach. We love the campus.
Yeah.
We love everything about it. They just offered me more money at the other school.
Yep.
So what is he supposed to do?
Right. And
That's a problem.
Yep. We see that too, like when we're talking about the Bears, it just feels like every year the entire team, except for maybe one or two players, is different.
Right.
And so how are the fans supposed to hold on to these guys? You know, it used to be you get a guy as a freshman, and, you know, if he's not going to the NBA, he might stay with you for all 4 years, you know?
Right.
And now it's like, who are the new guys? Where were they from? You know what I mean? There's no, that connection. You're seeing it as a result, not as many fans in the stands.
Right.
It doesn't feel, it used to have, that's why high school sports now, I feel it's so much fun because you know, for the most part, these kids are going to be with the program.
Right.
And that is where you can like fall in love with this team and know it's
Right.
going to, you know, grow together.
Right.
And
Have you known that kid since he was a freshman? Now he's a senior. You know, and what's the best thing about March Madness?
Yep.
Upsets, right? And like I said, they're not going to see no more
Yeah.
15 because all the 1s and 2s are being a sweet elite 6, elite 8 or Final Four. You won't see a 9 or a 10 in a Final Four anymore. But like I said, the pay gap is just too wide. And now all the elite players are going to be at the Kansas and Duke because they can't get any higher or
Yeah.
can't get any more money. So that's where it stands. And I think the NCAA knows that. Cinderella is no longer going to be used in March Madness.
Yeah.
You know, hardly ever.
Yeah.
You know, you might
Yeah.
get lucky and have one, but remember we used to have 2 or 3 every season.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Now
it's
it's
not
like-
going to be that. You just see 1 through 3 seeds.
Yeah.
All through Elite 8, and it's I don't like it.
yeah.
You know, you want to root for the underdog.
Yeah.
You know, that's a fun thing to do.
I know, it hasn't been. Last year was insane, just like chalk.
Right.
Coach, thanks for coming on.
Oh, great to be here.
We said the recording for 45 minutes. I was like, that's plenty of time. We're actually getting close to that.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to talk about?
No, you know what? I just want to thank everyone who's welcomed me here. I think we have a great team, but we still have some growing pains to go through. And I got a great senior class, and Miles Elliott, Case Cunningham, Jack Morrison, and Ryder Rowden. And I'm challenging these guys to do more than their skill. Like Case Cunningham, I'm challenging him to get me more rebounds instead of scoring. Miles, I'm challenging him to get me more assists and maybe more steals than points. I'm challenging Ryder Rowden not to be the leading field goal attempt shooter and get me more assists.
Yeah.
You know, because he's phenomenal on the defensive end as far as steals. But I can't have my point guard be the leading shot attempt guy. It's about efficiency, and that's another thing. These kids, I'm teaching them to be more efficient than volume.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, get me 15 points off 7 shots instead of 15 points off 12 shots. And so I'm trying to get that math equation in their head. And, I think they're responding, but, the results got to come on the floor. And I think we'll get there because these kids are very, very coachable, and we're senior-led. So this is a big year and a big time for them in their lives. So I know how important it is to them. And I'm challenging them, and I'm asking them on this podcast to give me more, because I'm going to try to coach them as hard as I can. So I want them to play as hard as they can. So, but they'll get there because they're good kids.
Coach, we look forward to seeing him out there. We
I
already seen
appreciate
him
it.
once against Willard. Of course, you got to go against what 3 classes you went up for that one. So
Yeah, we're a 2A school really as far as population, but we're in 3A. And I get the whole system. I'm just learning the system. If you get into state or close to it, they bump you up. So I think playing these 5A, 4A, 6A schools is going to be an advantage for us come league time. So it just depends on how we respond to that competition. We got to compete.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. They call him Coach Carlito, right?
Yes.
Okay, Coach Carlito, thanks for being on with us.
I appreciate it.
Crunch time with Chris. Appreciate you.
Go Irish.
Correct. Yeah.